Let me say a pleasant good evening to social activist Edward Moodie. Pleasant good evening to you, Mr. Moodie.
Pleasant good evening to you, Mikee K, and to your listeners and
viewers here on the Observer. I want to thank you so much for taking time out. Of course, of the imminent weather, the rain that we have been experiencing, we are in the rainy season, so much taking place. We know that there are some folks who are still struggling to deal with the floods and whatever has taken place in their communities and has affected their homes. Tell us, Woodland area, you have been working around the clock trying to assist the residents. Give us an update. What's going on?
Well, as it is right now, we went up the river again with a boat this afternoon with some people from the media. It is very frightening what we are seeing. The entire southeastern bank of the Newcott Channel, which is part of the South Woodland River, is falling apart. Now, I did videos in the dry season and way last year saying that contract had failed, and since then the bank was falling apart. We had numerous breaches. I was able to identify all the areas on that bank that were going to breach. They have breached thus far, and the situation today is that based on what we saw is additional places on the bank are going to collapse with the next rainfall. We went in today, the entire community. For the last 2 days, we have been working non-stop, and we were able to put up a wall of tires. Of course, I sent you the photos. We were able to screw down all these truck tires, then use dirt inside of it, sandfill, compact the dirt, and then send down some steel rods inside to stabilize it. The steel rods, of course, could be taken out after. So that will act to prevent that rush of the water into the community. Now, that is just one breach. And of course, it is costing us a lot of money to put our transportation, bags, some of the dirt we had to get, a lot of stuff, cooking food for everybody, drink water.
Yeah, Mr. Moodie, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, as far as money being spent, who's financing this? Who's helping us?
The community is financing everything.
All right, then I have to then hold on. Then I have to ask the question here: have you been in communications with the Minister of Local Government? Any representatives from his office? If so, are they aware of what's taking place?
So let me be specific. This has nothing to do with local government. It is a specific Ministry of Works and Transport. This is Drainage Division. That is a main water port. They have full jurisdiction there. And we have been communicating with the media. I've been sending the different ministers all my videos. Of course, even the director of drainage, she blocked me. There was no communication because I am highlighting the failures that we predicted. And I have been doing that, by the way, Mikey, for the last 3 years. I have done all the work, all the research in the South Woodland Basin to show and to explain why we get flooding and how flooding can be mitigated. But nobody, I am telling you this, nobody cares about the people in this community. This massive breaches that we have been having on this river, they could have been prevented. Woodland could have been spared the onslaught of the riverbank falling apart if they were repaired. So what has to be done now? Let us look at going forward, Mikey.
Right.
That entire scope of work and engineering that was done on the bank, it failed because they did it like the top of a triangle, right? Nowhere in the world are riverbanks built like that. You need to have a fortified wall, 20 to 30 feet for the volume of water. So that mistake that they made, this bank now has to be shaved off, clean, level to the road, and then come in with dirt, suitable dirt, that would actually hold the water. Cannot be sandy, cannot be too clayey to crack. It has to be a suitable soil. And they have to bring in and start that process now. Now, the minister said this evening, I don't know if you saw the press release, that what we are doing by building that tire wall, it is illegal. People are trying to protect their lives. They are trying to protect their property. Up to today, the minister or none of his drainage workers have taken a boat and gone up the river. We know because we have boats on all sides of the river. We know it never happened. They never stopped and flew a drone over the site. It is all what we have been posting on social media and the different mainstream media. That is the information they have been using. They came into the community with a Prado last week. They stopped on the main road and then they drove off. We have started to cut a road on the bank. Of course, the bank is getting very narrow to try and get them to come in. Today, 2 junior officers from the penal drainage division, they walked down the road that we cut. They came to the site where we were building that tire wall. They told us what we were doing. It was not sanctioned by them. I told them, listen, this is a community effort to save the lives of the people and the property and the livestock and the farm, and we are not going to stop. Ministry of Works has to come in now and do their job. Mind you, the minister said what we were doing is illegal and we could actually cause the situation to get worse.
But let me ask you this, Mr. Moodie. Let me ask you, Mr. Moodie, and I'm sure the listening public wants to know, how many residents are affected in this community based on the fact that they are cut off? How are they living? How are they coping with the inconvenience?
Well, we are talking about 300-400 households on this side of the river alone. How are they coping? My group, the South Orpus River Introduction Group and the Woodland Club Group, we have been liaising with many charity organizations, including SIWA and Caribbean Dawa Association. We have been providing meals as best as we could. This year, we were not able to source as much cleaning agents because I myself am limited for cash right now. So we are trying to facilitate the people. What we noticed this year, though, is that there are a lot of snakes. For some reason, there are a lot of snakes. One of the ladies, she got bitten 3 days ago. After the flood subsided, the snakes have been coming up. And so what we are doing now is trying to get as much black disinfectant to use around these homes, because that is the only thing that will get the snake to go back out. So these are the kind of things that happen. People are frustrated. This time I think they are so frustrated, some of them have even decided they're not coming back to Woodland. They want to sell, they want to move out. And I have been begging these people to hold on for the last 2-3 years, saying, listen, we are fighting, we are standing up. It is a very frustrating thing, Mikey, to be in your home.
Yeah.
If you have an upstairs, to know that the whole downstairs is flooded out, your water pump go and this, that, the other. Now, I've been liaising with ODPM, right? Because, you know, a lot of people, the complaint is we have not gotten compensation checks for the last 3 years, right?
Okay.
So now I am liaising with Jerry in ODPM. They missed out some people. The last time they went out, I sent them back the list. They came back in again the day after. And we have more people that they have missed out. So I will be liaising with them to get them to come back into communities. Of course, if you look at the compensation our people in South get, it is a far cry for what happened in the Greenville area and other northern areas. Now, I am really happy.
I don't want you. Hold on a second, Mr. Moodie. Hold on. I don't want you to just simply browse over that, because I'm sure people who are watching the program, they want to ask, you know, is it a matter of geographical discrimination? Because you're saying in other parts of the country, when people are affected by this, the grants are there, the checks are issued. You and the community have been waiting for quite some time. Do you believe that this is done deliberately?
Yes, it is sad to say, but let us go to the cause. I am a person that critiques something and analyze a situation before I make a comment like this. The Greenville issue was a total disaster to have a development there, right? If those people put the government in court, the government is going to lose based on the approvals that was given and based on the hydrology of the area. Fact. The government knew that they made a big mistake, like many. Edinburgh 500 is another mistake. Let me tell you this. Remember I said it, right? What governments do, time and time again, they try to do things like this just to house people and give people lots of political reasons. All governments do that. Let me say that up front. The point is, when Greenville got flooded out, I went up there to help some of my friends, and it was a total disaster. When I look at where that river was passed, then I asked myself, who in their right mind will approve? And we are talking about statutory bodies like EMA, drainage, we are talking about local government. Who in their right mind would have put a development there where a river is making such a So, but we're coming back down to south. Geographic discrimination, in my opinion, and I hear the politicians using that term often now, in my opinion, we, the people in South Trinidad, are being discriminated so bad when it comes to drainage work. And let me give you the fact, because I tell you I critique. Let me give you the fact. 500 drainage projects the minister is talking about in Trinidad, right?
Right.
Out of those projects that he revealed in Parliament and to the media, only 3 projects were done in the South Oropouche River. So statistics, the South Oropouche River is 42 kilometers long, meaning it has 84 kilometers of bank because the rivers have 2 banks. Now if 3 projects were done, and I know the projects, and in my opinion it is less than 4 kilometers, somebody tell me how much work was done in that whole river. How much work was done? Less than 4 kilometers of work out of 84 kilometers. Fact, what the work that we have been getting is taking vegetation out of the rivers and landscaping the banks. That is not what we need. I did 3 years of study. I did a report and an analysis of drainage in the South Oropouche Basin. I showed all the causes of drainage failures. And I also showed the solutions, right? Let me tell you how effective I was. The CAF Latin American Bank, I did presentations to them showing under the mitigation flood alleviation program, trying to remember what was the specific name, but we get into that.
All right, quickly.
We were able to get a $10 million grant that went to planning and development. It was approved just before Christmas. Right now, the University of the West Indies is looking what projects we are going to do in the community. Of course, I took them through the entire community and we discussed the different projects that are going to be done, and it was based on the research that I had done and the proof that I had shown as to the problems we are facing with respect to climate change and under the adoption fund.
Right.
$10 million.
And let me ask you finally, the MP for that area is, who's that individual?
The MP for the area is Mr. Tanku, right? But we must understand something, eh? Siparia is being flooded out with the same drainage system. Faizabad is being flooded out with the same drainage system. Penal, Debi, and Woodland. So we are talking about Dr. Monilal. We are talking about Mr. Tanku. We are talking about Mr. Kamla Prasad, etc. We are talking about Mr. Charles and Barakpo. We are talking about the MP from Muruga because that water comes from way up there. So we are talking about a massive area that is being flooded out because of the failure of drainage. We have no problem having discussions with them. Mikee, I have walked this entire river and I can tell you we're good, we're bad, and we're ugly.
All right, Mr. Moodie, we stick a pin in that. Our time is up, but I wish you all the best of luck to you and your team. And we will be checking in with you periodically to get an update on this. But again, a lot of hard work is going in there with you and your team.
Mikee, all my videos are on the South Oropouche Riverine Production Group for your viewers. If you want, go and see it. Go last year and you will see I predicted all that is happening now.
Thank you so much. All the best to you and good luck.